What's up, y'all? COG Bronc Nuts from the 719, West. And this video is going to be mainly just for Broncos fans. I want to talk about, the situation our team is in right now, what we look like through 4 weeks, and then get some props to some of the players that have really come up big for us. So first thing on the list, Garrett Bowles, man. I mean, you're quickly turning in to one of my favorite all-time Broncos, and you've only been here for like 8 weeks. What a tough guy this is, man. That was a tall task against the Raiders to handle that left tackle side, and Garrett Bowles has really done a heck of a job for the Broncos, and I feel so good about our first-round pick that we spent this year. We really needed somebody to solidify that position. He's certainly done that for us. Justin Simmons, after we cut T.J. Ward, Justin Simmons has earned his spot in that no-fly zone. And it's really not surprising what he did. I mean, we've been seeing it around here forever. I mean, Justin Simmons has been creeping his way onto the field and biting at the heels of T.J. Ward even last year. Incredible athlete. And the truth is I don't know if even T.J. Ward makes that interception, if he makes that play right there at the end of the game against the Raiders, because Justin Simmons is so much more better of a coverage guy than T.J. Ward is. I mean, T.J. Ward's there to hit people. And I think with what we've seen with our defense this year that, our run support's good. Probably if I had to put a label on it, and I did some thinking about this, who's the most valuable player for the Denver Broncos right now? I mean, if you had to give an MVP award, who do you give it to? And a lot of guys definitely come to mind, but there's no clear cut, just like, yeah, it's this guy. So I was thinking, man, if I was going to give an MVP award out to a Denver Bronco through 4 weeks right now, I think it'd have to be DeMonte Pecco. What a great addition he was from Cincinnati coming over here. I mean, he's been big plugging that middle of that line and taking those double teams that Derek Wolfe is getting and doing something with it. So big ups to you, DeMonte Pecco. You keep that up, and we are going to be a force to be dealt with this year, because we've seen the 4 best backs we're probably going to see all year that aren't named Kareem Hunt. The rest of the backs that we face this year, there's nobody as good as the 4 that we've already faced. So I feel good about what we're doing here with DeMonte Pecco and the run defense. And he just played great. Most improved players this year so far, without a doubt, Gotts is there on our defensive line. I mean, this kid's come out of nowhere and also been a big piece of why we're doing things big on the line for that run stopping. And Jared Crick, I mean, he hasn't played because he's hurt, but I mean, real nice if somehow he was in that lineup, because I mean, he showed a lot last year. And don't forget, we're about to put our NASCAR package in on defense. We can get Shane Ray back here probably for this Giants game, which is going to give us an enormous more amount of speed coming off both edges now. Just really hard for teams to figure out. So as a Bronco fan, that's something that you definitely got to be just, excited about. I think you could also make an argument that Trevor Siemian's the most improved player on our team. I don't think he played bad last year with a lot of problems at offensive line. I mean, I think you're seeing that even over there with the Giants with Eli Manning. I mean, Eli's not just all of a sudden a horrible quarterback. I mean, they can't protect him. And we weren't doing that to the quarterback here last year when giving really Trev or Paxton any protection, and it showed, and it's why we struggled the whole year. Trev, outside of a couple decisions that he made in that Buffalo game, played fantastic. I mean, all things being considered, because we looked at our quarterback situation in training camp, and I mean, nobody looked like they wanted to win the job. I mean, I thought all along it was Trevor's job to lose. But even in training camp and in the preseason, I mean, neither one of them looked very good. Our second-round draft pick, DeMarcus Ware, where are you? Where are you? Second-round draft pick, where are you? And I said it in my post-draft video this summer, and that video got like 4,000 views. I mean, I don't even know why, but it got a crazy amount of views, and I was kind of riding DeMarcus Ware in that video that I didn't really want him. I just didn't think he fit what we were trying to do here. I mean, I like his size, but he's really too big and slow to play outside linebacker, and maybe not big and physical enough to play inside linebacker or in defensive end. We just can't really find a spot for him right now. And I feel like, a second-round draft pick has to come in and be a dominant player, be a game changer, right? Be a factor on your football team, your first and second-round guys. And we didn't get that out of DeMarcus Ware so far. So hopefully something changes around. We start hearing your name, because I haven't heard your name anywhere. I don't even know if you have a uniform and you're even standing on the sidelines right now. Where are you? Come on. Last year in a lot of my videos, I think if you've been watching me for a while, you heard me complain a lot about Demaryius Thomas and how I thought that it would be smart for the Broncos to trade Demaryius Thomas in the offseason. I was fine rolling with Benny Fowler. And I still think that way, because Demaryius is getting top 5 money. He still hasn't found the end zone. That ball that we threw you there on the goal line, Demaryius, you didn't fight for that ball. I mean, there was triple coverage, but that ball was catchable, and you didn't fight for that ball. And that disappoints me as a Broncos fan, to have a wide receiver getting A.J. Green, Antonio Brown, Dez Bryant, Odell Beckham Jr. money, and you're not even as good as Amari Cooper, and Amari Cooper's terrible. I'd rather have Amari Cooper than Demaryius Thomas right now. So for me, I would really like to trade Demaryius, get rid of that big salary that he's making, and roll with Benny Fowler, because Benny Fowler will go after the football. He's a fighter. Benny Fowler, to me right now, is the most valuable player on special teams. He's down on every punt, every kickoff, making tackles, making things happen. When he gets in the game, that big catch in that game where he got knocked out, Demaryius don't make that catch. Now, I'm not saying Demaryius is going to have some big games and he'll put up 3 touchdowns one day and they'll be like, oh yeah, Broncos, what do you think about Demaryius now? I'm saying the consistency level for the kind of receiver that this guy is supposed to be, he's not even anywhere in the same hemisphere as where those other guys are. And we need you, 88. We need you bad. And you ain't giving it to us. And this is going on a couple, 2-3 years in a row now. So, my opinion, you're lucky I'm not running the Denver Broncos, because I'd ship you out of here. Believe me. I'd rather have Benny Fowler. Isaiah McKenzie. I think we all know it's a matter of time before Isaiah McKenzie break ones to the house for a touchdown on a kick return. What an electric player. Probably the most electric kick returner we've had here in a long time. That one kid, Trenton Holiday, that we had, he fumbled a lot. He was a little guy. He was fast and made some big plays, ran some kicks back. But Isaiah McKenzie's better than he is, and he can play wide receiver in the slot. So, man, real excited about Isaiah, because when he gets on the outside, people realize just how fast he is, and that's what makes him good. Running backs, hey, I said all along I thought Jamal Charles would be a big pickup, big addition to the Denver Broncos, and I've been right so far. The kid's averaging like 6-point-something yards a carry. What he did all his whole career in Kansas City, he's still got that first move. He still has that burst of speed, but what he really gives us the most is the ability to read blitzes and pick up rushers trying to come kill and knock Trevor's head off. And that's what you really got to be happy with a guy like Jamal Charles. I'd like to see us try to get Jamal Charles 20 touches a game. I think he's that electric of a player that can break things open. I'm not taking anything away from C.J. Anderson. Booker came back this week. All running backs as a group, as a core, with D'Angelo Henderson, who's a great running back, I think, standing on the sidelines, not even sniffing the grass. Our running backs of his core averaged, I think it was like 4.5, 4.6 yards a carry on Sunday. That's perfect. What more do you want? I don't care which guy's in there. I think we're good in the backfield no matter who's behind quarterback carrying a football. And here's the thing. If you can run the ball, which we can right now, and you can stop the run, which we can, we're number 1 in running, and number 2 in stopping the run. I think we're number 1 in running. I'm not sure about that. But I know we're number 1 in stopping the run. If you can do those 2 things in the NFL, you're going to be a hard team to beat. So that's what makes the Broncos a dangerous team. Weakest links that we have, I think it's obvious. Menelik Watson, of course, Raider, right? And here's the thing. I know he looks bad, and I think it looks bad worse than it really is. I think the real problem is the people we're rotating there in and out of left guard next to Garrett Bowles. We're not getting good blocking at our left guard play, and so Trevor, is rolling out to the left, or he's getting pressure right there in that guard spot, and he starts to roll out to the right, and he's rolling right into Minilek's guy, and Watson's guy's getting a lot of tackles. But one way or another, I think it's, either our right tackle or left guard that's causing that problem. Trevor took a couple sacks this Sunday that, were on him, and he took a couple that were definitely on the offensive line. So I think they're correctable issues. Our offensive line's good enough to get the job done from what I've seen so far. Second weakest link, maybe even the biggest weakest link in our team, Brandon McManus, missing 3 field goals. He's missed 1 field goal in all of our home games. Coincidentally, those are the games that we've won. But the reality is that was a chip shot that he missed there against the Raiders on Sunday. And if he hits that, the game's over. I mean, it never even comes down to that last play and that interception, and it's nothing. I mean, we steamroll him. We kill him by that time. The time runs out of him, on him. So, come on, Brandon. I mean, you've notoriously been a good kicker since we've signed you, but this is the worst you've performed. And I got no doubts that, you're just in a slump and you're going to get hot. And I'm sure you're doing everything you can in practice to help us win. But just go in there and kick the ball, man. This is what you're getting paid to do. And we need you to make those kicks. You almost cost us in every one of these home games, except for the Cowboys game, by missing a field goal. Almost it cost us a dang football game. And we can't have that out of a kicker. I mean, you missing stuff from 50 and 60 yards, okay, it is what it is. But don't be missing no 30 and 40-yard kicks. You're a pro, be a pro. Third thing, weakest link is just as a whole team, penalties and turnovers. We didn't commit any turnovers on Sunday against the Raiders. I don't think we did. But we've committed those 2 big ones against Buffalo, and penalties have really killed us on some third down plays. So those are things I think our team can clean up, but you got a lot to be excited about if you're a Broncos fan, just because the defensive side of the ball is as good as we've seen it look. I mean, it's as good as our Super Bowl team. It's good as those Orange Crush years. It's fast, and we're getting our NASCAR package back with Shane Ray here pretty quick. So things are looking up for us. We've stayed pretty much injury-free, knock on wood. Going to take this bye week, right, get iced up. And when the Giants get here next Sunday night, it's time to put the Giants away for the season, to bed for the season. Move to 4-1 because we got a stretch of road games coming. I think we've got 7 out of 10 road games on the road. We're going to lose some of those games. So we need to win these early home games to have a shot and be right there in the mix at the end with the Chiefs. I mean, Chiefs look like they're going to be a good football team this year, and I don't think that's surprising to anybody. I think the Raiders will claw their way back into this somehow, some way towards the end of the year. So this is still going to be a fight in the West. I'm not sure still how good the Broncos are. I think we've got to play another, I said, look, I think it's going to take until week 6 before you can really see what kind of team you got. So let's see what kind of mud hole we stomp on the Giants and see how we rebound from that the next couple of weeks and then reevaluate. But until then, this is the OG Bronco Nut 719 West. Happy to be a Bronco fan. Thankful for the position that we're in. That at least over this wintertime and come up into through the holiday season, you got something to cheer about, right? I mean, the Broncos are going to be in the mix till the end, and as it should be, because this isn't a lucky franchise. We do this year in, year out. Elway's at the helm. Sold out stadium since 1960. Waiting list 70,000 people deep. And Bronco maniacs all over the Rocky Mountain region and the world for that matter. I'm out.